Hi everyone, welcome back to Blind Faith Week 12. This week I'd like to talk about inner kindness. I'm going to talk about what God looks like, or what God looks at in people. The first thing I kind of want to look at is that God's not looking at our outside. When you look at a person, your first thought is what they look like on the outside. If they're well dressed, if they've got anything weird with their face or anything, like you're gonna pick out any abnormalities and just go with that as the standout characteristic of that person. This is one way I feel like I'm kind of lucky to not be able to see, just because I kind of pick out that inner kindness as well. I look at the way people act, way people talk, if they're nice, if they treat others with respect. And I kind of take this idea of how I look at people, and I think this is the same way that God possibly looks at people. Well, for sure looks at people. He's not looking at how they act, or how they look. He's looking at how they act. He's looking at if they, do the right thing in situations, if they give to the poor. So this is kind of what I think God looks at. The next topic I'd like to kind of look at is Jesus' love for everybody. Jesus loves everyone, no matter what you look like. This is, what you look like is just on the outside. The real thing that matters is how you act. So, with this idea, I kind of look at just in general how you can act with people. Like if you go around sharing as much as you have, or if you're gonna be like that person that might look better, might be well dressed and stuff, but you don't share at all. This week is kind of all about trying to share, trying to give what you have. God doesn't care whatsoever what you look like. He doesn't care if you're dressed in rags, if you haven't showered in a week. I mean, it's good to keep clean, but God doesn't really care. What he cares about is how you're treating others. If you're going around refusing people when they ask you for help. For example, if I'm walking down the street and someone, an elderly person, is struggling with something, and I decide not to stop because I feel like I'm in a hurry, that might show more about my character than if I'm walking down the street and I'm not wearing very nice clothes, or I'm just not looking the best that day, and I stop and help someone that needs help, stop and help someone cross the street or whatever. You don't have to do big things. Every little thing counts as kindness. I mean, it's not just the big things. So the message for this week is just being kind to everyone, remembering not to look at outward appearance. God doesn't look at the outward appearance, and I kind of have the feeling that we shouldn't be either. We should always be looking at how people act inwardly. Even if their house isn't neat whatsoever, if they're not a neat person, if their hair is a mess all the time. But if they are going around sharing kindness everywhere they go, God's going to see that as them being a good person, compared to if there's someone that's very well dressed, very fancy, wearing the best clothes and everything, but isn't willing to help anyone out. That person's not as good as a person then, I feel like, in God's eyes. This is Blind Faith Week 12. Jake Kruger, thanks for watching. Remember, I do have that email account open. It's jkruger.blindfaith@gmail.com. Again, jkruger.blindfaith@gmail.com. Email me any comments, questions, concerns, any suggestions you have for me to make videos better. I've been working on ideas to try make my videos better, so if there's anything you can think of, thanks for watching. See you next week. Jake Kruger, Blind Faith.